sweetie. It's just a little bit of a throat scratch. It's just a little bit of a mucus buildup. It's just a little bit of a cough. But you don't have COVID. You don't have COVID. It is perfectly okay. And if you do have COVID, we'll take it day by day, okay? Step by step, minute by minute. In this occasion, it's okay not to be prepared. These are times where being prepared might not be a tool we have, but what we do have is staying in the moment, staying in this minute, and concentrating about what's currently going on and what we can control. Did you take a test, sweetie? Do you mind if I just sort of touch your face a little bit? I know that a little bit of a face caress or a little bit of like a, tapping around the forehead or the bone, I forgot what bone name this is, might release a little bit of the tension, a little bit of the stress. Yeah. Do you also want to do a little bit of a breathing exercise with me? I know how cliche it is, but it does train your heart to de-accelerate, and it gives your brain a subtle and unconscious message saying that you're not in danger currently and that you can relax and let your defenses down. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to be tapping your head in distinct parts. I'll show you which parts I tapped, that way you are aware, and before I start tapping on them, just to kind of release some of the tension you might be building up on your head, and then sort of, soothing you down a little bit to the best of my ability. I might, by chance, not be successful, but to my best of my ability, I'm going to try and, depressurize, de-stress the situation for you. Okay? Perfect. So once again, I'm going to tap right here, right on your perineal gland. You don't have COVID, sweetie. It's okay. COVID right now is like a boogeyman. It's like the monster underneath your bed. You're scared that you have it at all times, but sometimes we might get a little ahead of ourselves, just out of caution, just out of fear, that any little sign means that we have it. I'm going to start pressing on your temples, okay? But just because we fear doesn't mean we have to continue fearing. We can stop. We don't have to be in that momentum. Granted, it's quite difficult to stop, but that's why I'm here, okay? Take a deep breath in with me. Hold it, and take a deep breath out. Let's do it one more time. Take a deep breath in. Just tapping your chin. Hold it. Now take a deep breath out. Now tell me, what are some of the symptoms you've been feeling? A little bit of a scratchy throat. How scratchy? Can you define it a little bit? I'm going to be tapping in your collarbones, okay? Just like this. With both hands. Are you okay with that? Okay. You keep talking. So it's not like a full-blown sore throat where you can't swallow, but it's more so like a little scratch at the back of your throat. Okay, is there anything else? Interesting, like a little bit of a runny nose. You're kind of sneezing a little more. Okay. Is there anything else? Well, what I'm seeing, and you correct me if I'm wrong because your perception is the one that counts, what I'm seeing, and take it with a grain of salt, is that you're just having common symptoms, We all sometimes get a little bit of a scratchy throat. We all sometimes get a little bit of a runny nose. Changing seasons, springtime, allergies, wintertime, being in the cold, can sometimes make us very mucusy. So we can sometimes feel a little like, nasally at times. But obviously, I'm going to go back to your forehead. But obviously, because of the current times that we're in, we take these common symptoms and we make them 100 times worse and say, oh my god, what if we have it? When in reality, if you haven't taken the test, if you haven't gone out and, had actual symptoms like losing your sense of taste, smell, scent, coughing very hard, all of those symptoms, then you most likely don't have it. Now, I understand most likely is not a very assuring thing to say, but we only say most certainly because in that event that there is the 0.00001% that your little scratchy throat might not actually be just a scratchy throat, I just want to kind of cover myself out of that certainty just to make sure I'm not saying, oh, you don't have it, just to have a little bit of that humility to say I might be wrong. But in this event, I would be quite surprised if I was wrong. I would be quite surprised if you actually had it. How long has the scratchy throat and runny nose been going on? I'm going to be scratching, tapping your temples right now. For a couple of weeks now? Well, if your scratchy throat and your runny nose had been part of COVID, it would have developed at this point. It would have gotten worse overnight. It would have blown up. But because it's consistent and it's because it's been a couple of weeks, it just shows that you're probably having a little bit of a seasonal reaction, or perchance maybe there's a little bit of dust in your dwelling and it's starting to kind of tickle the back of your throat and cause a little runniness in your system. Nothing to fear, nothing major, but it's a nice common explanation for why it is that you're having a little bit of a scratchy throat and a little bit of a runny nose. Okay. Is there any other symptoms you've been feeling? You've been having a little bit of a cough? Tell me, how frequent have you been having this cough? Do you know by chance what situation you might be having the cough in? Like, what's your dwelling like and all of that? I'm gonna be tapping your chin now. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, perchance, and this is just a perchance you're just coughing either because there's some sort of dust once again in your dwelling, or perchance because there's something that is either irritating your throat, like for example, do you like spicy food? Sometimes that can irritate your throat and you can sometimes cough a little more. Perchance if you sing a lot, you can start coughing a lot from the scratchiness of your throat. That's my kitty. She really wants attention right now. I have 4, so they just want to be loved. And they want me. But I'm just going to be okay, she went away. So I'm just going to be tapping your collarbones now, okay? I do this to your face mostly to kind of give you a little bit of a soothing sensation. Does it work? Okay, I'll keep doing it then. Look at her, mi amor. I'm gonna go talk to her for a little bit, just to kind of give her a little bit of love. I apologize for that disturbance. She just wanted me to watch her eat for a little bit. So I'm just going to be, once again, tapping on your collarbones and just sort of shaking out any tension that you might be having, okay? Perfect. Okay. Now tell me, is there anything else that's been concerning you? Right, of course. Sometimes when we go out in public, we can sometimes feel scared about contracting it, of course. But ultimately, if you take necessary precautions, you wear an N95 mask, double layered, you end up maintaining 6 feet of distance, you should pretty much be safe from any of the, and she's back, safe from any of any infection. And even if you don't, and even if you end up getting COVID, it's still a shame and it still sucks, but at that point you just have to focus on the fact that you have to heal yourself and not beat yourself up for perhaps not taking enough precautions, or perhaps feeling like you did take a lot of precautions but feeling like you could have taken more to avoid it. You know, at this point, push aside that feeling of, I should have done more, or I feel a little guilty, and just focus on healing. You know, stay in that moment, stay in that minute of saying, I'm going to stay in this moment to heal and feel relaxed. So another treatment that I can offer you, or another tip that I can give you, is to sort of shake out, kind of stay in motion, shake out your arms, shake out your shoulders, just sort of do a little jimmy, a little dance, because through kind of getting all of that tension, all of that stiffness out from your wrists, from your fingers, from your elbows, particularly your elbows. You never know how stiff your elbows are until you stretch them out and start shaking them out. And you can start to feel a little more energetic. You feel a little bit more of a flow sort of going, as opposed to feeling kind of stagnated in your own thoughts. Your body feels a little more loose and relaxed and kind of expressive, as opposed to sort of looping around in the same thought as your body stagnates in that moment. Jesus Christ. She's so cute. So if you just sort of shake away, you can shake your head too. Just sort of shake back and forth, shake, 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 shake. Give your neck a nice stretch. You can kind of start to feel a sense of flow, a sense of decompression from your body, and that releases a lot of the tension, a lot of the built up pressure that's been kind of surmounting without you noticing, and it kind of dismisses, or rather evaporates, or lessens rather, the looping thoughts inside your head. Give me one moment. Okay, so say it with me. I don't have COVID. If I'm scared I have COVID, I will get tested. If I can't get tested, I'll stay in the moment. And once symptoms start to arise, major symptoms, scratchy throat, runny nose, pretty common. Everyone has it from time to time. Doesn't even indicate that you might be sick. It just might indicate that you have a little bit of dust, or it's just a reaction to some sort of outdoor stimuli. But major symptoms like losing your sense of smell, losing your sense of taste, tightness in the chest. Once you start to feel those, then you should go to a doctor, or you should get a test, and make sure that the symptoms you're feeling are in alignment with COVID, or just get it checked out in case that it might be something a little more serious. But we'll stay in this moment and repeat after me. I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID. Shake out the arms. I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID. Shake out the neck. I don't have COVID. I don't have COVID. And if you do, or rather, if you feel like the symptoms are arising, I'll get tested if I do. I'll get tested if I start feeling it. I'll get tested. And just give yourself that sense of, I'll get tested, but on that day, on that minute, on that hour, when I'm getting tested, is when I'll start getting concerned about if I have COVID or not. And after that moment's gone, I will once again remind myself I don't have COVID. I haven't gotten the results. I don't know, so I don't have it. Now, if the day comes and you do end up having COVID, in that moment you'll just say, time to take care of myself. Time to take care of myself and give myself everything that I need within feasibly possible. Okay. Perfect. Now, how are you feeling? Once again, just remind yourself to shake. Keep in motion, that way the thoughts don't stagnate. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once again. Breathe in. Breathe out. That way you get a sense of relaxation, a sense of calm, and a sense of detention. Okay. Perfect. Now, if your thoughts start to loop again, please come visit me again, and we'll restart the process all over again. Alright? Perfect. You're going to be just fine. Don't worry about it. You'll be just fine. Everything will be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything will be okay. Everything's going to be okay. You're just fine. You are just fine. Do you mind if I just sort of press on your shoulders a little bit just to kind of squeeze them? Okay. You are just fine, okay? You are just fine. You're just fine.